Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Dora, and I was tagged by the Scottish Crafter for the 10 crafty questions. Okay, so I have my punches out, and while I'm doing the questions, today's September prompt is circles and squares. So I'm not going to be doing any journal work, but I am going to just be kind of punching some paper, doing something as I'm answering the questions. So let's get started. Let me grab my scrap papers here I'm going to be using. And so the first question is, what is your name? Well, my name is Dora Holmes. Holmes is my married name. My maiden name is Mays. My middle name is Beth, which is what my family calls me still, is Beth, and what I grew up with. And so, yeah, that's my name, Dora Beth Holmes. Second question, how did you come up with your YouTube name? Well, it took me a while to come up with that. I kind of messed around with it for a little while, and I was thinking, you know, I mean, there's so many different names that have already been taken, and this and that, and so I kind of wanted to do something different. So I was thinking, you know, well, the name craft, or, you know, the meaning of it is, you know, it can mean many different things. So fluid is normally an art term, like painting, and so I love to paint. I like to do all of that stuff, so I thought, why not mix crafting with painting? And so that's how I came up with the Fluid Crafter, because I do incorporate painting or some form of watercolor or painting, acrylic, oil into some of my art or mixed media. So that's how I came up with my name. I wanted to just combine the two together. So there's that. And then number 3 is, what is your favorite craft? Well, believe it or not, my favorite craft is mixed media. I don't do a whole lot of it nowadays, but it is my favorite. I am still learning a lot about it, but it is one of my favorite things to do. I love taking old things that people would discard and put it on a canvas, or to make something of it instead of just throwing it away, you know, reusing, repurpose, recycle. But I also love paper crafting. Anything that has to do with paper. I am obsessed with paper. I have always been obsessed with paper since I started writing poetry at a very, very young age with my sister, and since then I have had this fetish of paper and writing and drawing utensils. So there's that. Then it says for number 4, what is your favorite shop to get supplies for crafts, or your favorite shop to shop for craft supplies? Those would have to be hands down thrift stores, and the reason being is because you can find a lot of vintage items in thrift stores, some really unique items in thrift stores. And so those are my top go-to if it's not online purchases, is thrift stores. And I also like Tuesday Morning and Hobby Lobby when I can afford it. So that's question number 4. Question number 5, what are your 5 favorite YouTube channels? I actually have 6, but I'm gonna put 2 together because these 2 people actually do roughly the same things, and I can't separate them only because they are just so fabulous. I'm gonna do this one instead. My first favorite is, of course, the Scottish Crafter, because she's just so diverse. Very, very diverse. We have a lot of the same taste. The only thing I think we differ from is she loves Halloween and things like that. I I like Halloween, don't get me wrong, but I like Gothic more than I like Halloween. And so I think that's pretty much it. But I love watching her channel because, and as I've, you know, said to her too, through everything she has stayed who she is. She has not changed. She is still who she is and has been since her channel has started. And I think that is a quality that some of us don't see when people progress in the community. And I really enjoy watching people who are like that. So that's why my channels are who they are. Not to say that other people are not. Don't take that the wrong way. I watch a lot of people on YouTube. But my 5/6 favorites is, okay, so we have the Scottish Crafter, and then we have Pam at the Paper Outpost. If you don't know who she is, you have got to go check this woman out. She is one of my favorites because she's just like me. When she makes a journal, the gator mouth on that baby is huge. And I mean huge. Because it's chunky. She can't make a journal that's not chunky, but I love it. I love it so much. She has her videos for using a paper, book pages, all kinds of just little crafty ideas that she has is just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So you got to go check her out. And then now here's my two that I have to combine, and that's Rosa Kelly Scrapbooking and Scrap Queen. And the reason I have to combine those is because they make albums, and I am learning now how to make mini albums, and those two are my go-to people. One, very easy to follow, very detailed. I mean, you know, it's not that other people, you know, don't make good albums. I'm not saying that, but they are my two favorite to watch. I love how they do their albums. They're very diverse. They do different styles, and I just love watching them and hearing them, and they're, you know, it's very relaxing and calming. And of course, Scrap Queen is just funny. She cracks me up. So yes, there's those two. And then for a different type of journaling is Jahib Neri. Now, you want to see some very unique styles of journals, you need to go see her. Wow, just, yeah, wow. So, yeah, Jahib Neri, very inspirational. I watched her when I first started doing journals in different styles and trying to be unique and doing things that nobody else was doing. Very, very inspirational by far. And then outside of the journal community is, of course, my favorite, Mixed Media. And that would have to be, and if I pronounce your name wrong, I am so sorry. That would be Nadia or Nadia Drozdova. I think that's how you say her name. That woman is phenomenal when it comes to mixed media, and I can't get my punch down. It's not doing it no more, is it? No, it's working like that. Okay. So anyways, there we go. Now it's working. Okay. So those are my 5/6 favorite YouTube channels. If you don't know who they are, please go check them out. Then question 6 is, what are your favorite colors? My favorite colors are green, yellow, orange, black, and like browns, tans, really deep nature, foresty colors, like deep greens, deep oranges, you know, rustic colors, grungy colors. I love those are my favorite styles, favorite colors. Okay, so favorite tools to craft with. Well, I'm using one of them now, which is punches. I love punches. Dies, stamps, paper, and of course, any cutting tool. All cutting tools. And that includes scissors, paper cutters, stuff like that. Die cutting machines, any kind of cutting tool are my go-to favorites. And then we have, that's question 7. So question 8 is, when did you start crafting? Well, I started crafting, oh Lord, it has been, I'm gonna have to think about this for a minute. I have always had this thing for taking something old and making it new, even when I was younger. And but really getting into crafty stuff, I would have to say that was in 2010. So about 9, almost 10 years now. I had originally gotten into it when my mother had breast cancer. And so I was trying to not only keep her occupied, but myself also occupied from stress, anxiety, things of that nature, being fearful of what might happen. It was actually her 3rd time with breast cancer. She is in remission now, so she is doing well. So that's kind of where it started and how it came about. So about 9 going on 10 years. And I have loved it. When I first started being crafty, I was painting, which was years before that, and then of course drawing and writing. I do consider poetry a craft, and I have been writing poetry since I was 12. I'm 41 now. Yeah, so, and I have been in anthologies by other people, and I do have my own book, but I don't really put it out there much. I tried to for a while, but it, you know, I mean, you got to be a poetry person to enjoy poetry, and you know, there's not really a lot of people who read poetry nowadays anymore, so I haven't really shared a lot of that. So there's that. Yes, crafting for a long time, writing for very, very long time. So then that was question 9, and then I skipped question 8. Question 8 is, where do you get your crafting love from? That would have to be perception. My dad drew when I was younger. He was a great artist, great illustrator. Last time I remember him drawing anything was when I was like 13. I don't think he does it anymore. And so I think my creativeness might have come from him, but as far as crafting side, I don't know anyone in my family who is crafty other than my mother-in-law, but I was crafting before I knew she was crafty, if that makes any sense. And yeah. And then as far as anybody else in my family, my sister does do diamond painting art. She also writes poetry. And she is actually the one that I learned poetry from, and actually got into writing poetry was because of her. So oh, there it is. Sorry. And so that's where that came from. I don't know anyone else in my family who has that crafty nature. So I don't really know. I just fell in love with repurposing and redoing and recycling. And it actually started out with taking old ladders, like decor type stuff, like taking old ladders and things and painting them, decorating them, making them new again, you know, to use in your home. Different ways of using canvas boards and such. So that's kind of where it started. But as far as anybody in my family being crafty like that, I have no idea. I don't think I do. But, you know, I mean, my grandmother had a lot of children. I think there were like 19 kids or something, 18, 17 of them or something. So I could have cousins and things that are crafty too. I don't know. I have so many I've never even met that I don't even know. So yeah, I'm not really sure where I get it from, but I am thankful and I am blessed that I have been given a talent and a creative mind in that manner. So I'm very blessed with that. So that's 8, 9. I've already answered. And then so 10, what has been your favorite craft project so far? It's hard to pick one, but I think that my favorite craft projects, I'm going to say 2 because they're right next to each other, is the wedding journal that I did for a friend of mine, Nuvia, on Facebook. That was way out of my box because, like I said, I like grungy, I like steampunky, I like that deep, vintagey type things. And a wedding journal is very what I would call girly, fluffy, pretty, elegant type things. So it was way out of my box, but it was such a great thing to do, and it actually came out wonderful, and I actually surprised myself. So that was really lovely to do. I really enjoyed doing that one. And then the other one was the horror book that I did for Nuvia's husband, and it was a bloody, gory, all the older 80s, 70s, 80s movies is what he was into. Some of the newer ones, but not really a whole lot. And so I made him a horror book. And I don't watch scary movies. I can't watch them anymore because I do have really bad nightmares and I can't, so I don't really watch them. Unless it's during the day with other people, and then I can, you know, watch like a comedy or something, get my mind off of it, which is, I know, strange, but that was fun to do because it got me to do something that I normally would not do. But it was so much fun to do. It was way out of my box, but it was a lot of fun to do. So I really enjoyed that one. So those are my 10 crafty questions. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me. And a little bit about my background and things. And I really, really hope that the people I tag will join in the fun and be able to give out their 10 crafty questions. I will link them down below so that way, 1, they'll be able to see it, and 2, so my followers and my subbies can also click on their links to go and visit them. Okay, so my tags are Pam at the Paper Outpost. I am tagging you, Pam. I love your channel so much, but I am tagging. I want to know more about you, and I'm sure other people do too as well. And I'm also tagging Jessica at I'm a Cool Mom. I love Jessica. She is phenomenal. You guys have got to go check her out. I hope she will participate. Jessica, please. And then we have Marissa at My Paper, Paint, and Pens. She is also phenomenal. Love her to death. Then we have Barbara at 49 Dragonflies. 49 Dragonflies. I love her channel too. And then, of course, we have Scrap Queen. Come on, Scrap Queen. You got to come in and join. I want to hear your 10 crafty questions. If anybody that I have tagged has already been previously tagged, other than my knowledge, I did try to go and check to see if you guys had been tagged. But if you were tagged before I did, that is absolutely fine. Do not, don't worry about, doing anything extra. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my 10 crafty questions and answers, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye bye now.